What if? Those two words will either keep you stuck in fear or will open up the doors of possibilities into things that you wouldn't even have thought were imaginable. People use what if in the worst ways. They'll say, what if I fail? What if I never achieve what I wanted to? What if I'm embarrassed? What if people make fun of me? What if? What if? But today I want to flip that into a perspective that you may not have thought of, and to flip it in a way that by the end of this video, you will never look at what if the same way again. So let me tell you a quick story. Not too long ago, I was stuck in the same pattern, the same rut. I would wake up, go to work, I would go to the gym, I'd eat, and then I'd sleep, and I'd just do the same pattern over and over again. And it kept me stuck because I had the same what ifs that locked me in this current position. And I just had these what ifs of, what if I go for it and it doesn't work out? What if I go for it and people that I knew, people that were around me looked at me in a different negative light? What if I went and I spent all this time and it didn't pay off? And those what ifs kept me stuck. It kept me locked in that current position. And I had to break free. How did I break free? It was from learning to say a different what if. I looked at my current position. I said, what if I took that risk and that change that I took changed it all? What if that one risk, what if that one what if I change my life and I never look back the same because of that one risk I took? What if I leave my job and because of I leaving it and I go in this different position, I change my life forever? What if this one change in my life changes it all? You see, my friend, it's not always what you add to your life that makes it great, but it's what you subtract from your life that makes it great. It's those negative thoughts. It's those actions that you do on a daily basis. I looked at my life and I said, what if I cut this out? What if I change this and it changes my life? And I can have these what ifs all day long. I can have these negative what ifs. I can have these positive, but the thing that changes it is the actions I back it with. So when I said, what if I change it? What if I take this risk? The next hour, it was, I'm taking that risk. I'm doing it. I'm changing it. And I would think, what if I had the body that I loved? What if I ate correctly and I got healthy? Well, I changed my diet and I started buying different foods. And then it was, what if I got to the gym? What if I started growing? And then it was going to the gym the next hour. And so it's always with that what if, and you back it with a positive action to continue to go for it. And a lot of people will have negative aspects. They'll have negative what ifs. And the next hour, they're in that negative action. It was, oh man, what if I stay here? What if I fail? And then they're just at the same current position doing a cycle that they didn't want to be in at all. And so those what ifs that you have will either dictate your future in a positive light or dictate your future in a negative light, because what you speak, what you think about yourself will determine your outcome. Even the Bible says that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So what you say about yourself, what you think about yourself is who you'll become. So change those what ifs, change that mindset, and you'll change your outcome. So here's the crazy thing about it, is that when you have these negative thoughts in your mind, your brain doesn't know the difference between actual reality and just the mind, the thoughts that you're running through your head. And so your brain, when you have these negative thoughts, it's looking for ways, it's looking for that negative, it's looking for the failure. It's saying, oh man, what if I do it? It starts to hesitate, anxiety. And the difference between that and a positive is that when you have an empowering mindset, your mind starts to think, dude, what if I do this? What if I actually achieve it? What if I get to that goal that I set for myself? What if I actually go for it? And that's what high achievers actually think. They say, what if my future is bigger than it is right now? What if I get to that current position? What if I have the dream life that I'm dreaming of? What if I get to that point? But it's all because of the change in your mind. And that is how people get to where they want in life. It's because of what you think, because your thoughts become actions, and your actions become habits, and your habits become your lifestyle. And it all comes from what you think. So here's my challenge to you. Maybe the thing that you've been thinking about, maybe the thing that's just been racked on your brain that you are wanting to go after, maybe it's building that business, maybe it's building the body that you really desire, maybe it's going after or asking that person out or leaving that job that you've just been striving to leave and you want a different position. Think of that and think of, instead of what if it doesn't work out, think of what if this changes everything? What if I go and I succeed and I get past even the thoughts that I would have had? You see, the Bible says that God can do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ever ask, think, or even imagine. So what if I achieve and I go out, but it just takes that little risk? What if after that risk, I just get to somewhere totally different and I'm where I wanted to be? But it all starts with you, and it all starts with your action and your change and your plan. But it all starts with that what if. But it can either be a negative or a positive. But whatever you choose, it'll either put you forward or it'll set you back. So the next time that what if is being thrown at you, do yourself a favor and reframe that in your mind to be on your side. Reframe it so that it's not a negative, so that you're not being held down and you're self-sabotaging yourself by your thoughts, but reframe it so that you would think and go, dude, what if I excel in this? What if I achieve that New Year's resolution I set for myself 3 months ago? What if I actually go after and do the things that I thought that I could never do because I was too shy, because I didn't want to take the risk? Just reframe it in your mind and go after it and put action behind those thoughts. So go for it, man. Do me a favor and drop me a comment below and tell me, what is that what if that you're going to start thinking, that you're going to start changing and reframing, so that it actually empowers you to do those actions, to do those goals that you've set for yourself. Hey man, never give up and keep achieving. Never give up, man. You got this.